Welcome back to Down in the Frame. Have you ever just been standing near a door and you've just been feeling around the edges of it and there's just a bunch of cold air coming in? Because that's not normal. You shouldn't be feeling air coming from, in particular, we're talking like there's many reasons why there could be air coming through your door as far as like air sealing where the actual door seats. But the issue I'm talking about today is around the door frame. Now, when you install a door, it comes as one unit and they put it into a already framed, like a box area, and they have to shim it and do all this stuff. Now that leaves two spaces. Let me show you. As you can see, I've already taken some of the trim down. This is the door frame that you insert. There's probably a gap here and then 2x4 stud right here. Now, if they don't properly fill in between the door jamb or the door frame and the stud, you're gonna have air leaking through. And in my case, it's a lot of air. And what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to either use backer rod or spray foam to seal that. They didn't do that here. So I'm gonna take apart this frame. I'm gonna cut the drywall back till I see the stud, and I'm gonna come in with a can of spray foam and foam that all in. Without further ado, let's get down to the frame. Now, I really should start like a little mini series called Draft Hunters and just hunt drafts in this house, because you should have already seen my insulation video about the bathroom. And I actually have a feeling that this window might have the same issue as that door. So I might have to take apart this frame as well. Still got the sticker on it. All right, so on this side, they did something interesting. They actually have these little pieces of drywall, and behind it, you can actually see the vapor barrier that they use on the inside of the house. Looks like maybe a 4mm vapor barrier, but we're gonna have to take this off and see what's under there, maybe even peel this vapor barrier back, and then put it back when we spray foam in between the door and the framing. All right, that's not a good sign, guys. That's some water damage right there. It could have been the previous door. Looks like there's some insulation stuck in there. That's very interesting. Somebody stuck just a single piece of insulation in there. It's not what you like to see at all. If I were to take this door out, I would have to replace this board. This board is rotted, but it seems pretty dry. You know, it could be from a previous installation. Also, if I were to install a door, as you can see, there's barely any gap here on the left side. On that side, there's a big gap. We'll get to that, but I would actually leave a gap so that you can spray in spray foam. So I'd shim it halfway there and shim it halfway over here. That way there's a gap equally along the entire trim, and then spray foam that in. Now I'm gonna try to cut back this side and see if I can get a better look. Be using my Milwaukee drywall saw. I cleared out the hole here, and you can actually feel, like down here, there's just air pouring in through there. So I'm gonna get my little spray can and just spray it in. Great stuff, gaps and cracks. Can get a little messy, so, you know, lay something on the floor. I have a paper towel and some gloves and safety equipment, and start going. Okay, it's all sprayed in. There's a little bit of overhang, as you can see here, but I'm gonna let that cure for a bit, and then I'll cut the face of it off, and we can put the trim back on the door. But as far as this side goes, unfortunately, there's not enough gap for spray foam. It'd be a bit of a waste. So I think I'm actually gonna come in here with just some window and door caulking and caulk that seam. And I need to look up there as well. I don't feel any cold air coming from up there. Probably could use some up there as well. Now what we're gonna do is use whatever caulking I have, and we're gonna just caulk this side a little bit for some air sealing. Alright, it's actually the morning. Last night I got a little excited because I noticed when the spray foam on the kitchen door was curing that it just felt so much warmer in that corner. And this is our living room, and that's where the thermostat is. So I was like, I gotta do the back door because that's gonna stop that cold air from touching the thermostat and making our heat turn on all the time. And I'm super impressed. Over the night, we kept the temp at like 65 because we like it cool in the house. And just coming downstairs, you can tell it's like a little bit quieter. It's a little bit warmer, like more consistent warm. And the heat's turning on significantly less. And it's like 30 something degrees out. But I'll show you the work. So still a bit of a mess over here, but took apart. This was a bit of a pain because there was drywall, there was this shiplap, and then there was trim. But yeah, there was just a ton of airflow moving through here, and that's all stopped now. So now that air can't go all the way over to the thermostat. And our living room's a lot more comfy. The previous tenants even complained about cold feet near the door. I don't think that's going to be an issue here anymore. It's very well insulated. Now I need to go and cut off the excess foam, and then after that would be to reinstall the trim. You know, I actually got this idea from cutting the rock wool, but I'm using a bread knife, and it's actually working pretty well. Pretty good. All right, bit of an update. I decided to rip apart the window frame because right behind the toilet, it was like 50 degrees. It had about a 10-degree delta between the center of the floor and the outside wall. And the only penetration that I saw on this wall was this window. Maybe there's cold air being dumped in from around the window. So I opened it up. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah. You can see daylight through this window. So I'm gonna guess that that might be our problem. Because I was gonna say, R30 in the floor, and it's still not that warm. There must be something else going on here. You know, I just did the door frame, around the door frame, and that actually helped a lot, so I decided to look here. I'm glad I did. I'm gonna get to fixing this with some spray foam, and that should do the trick. Well guys, it's been about a month since I did that, and the house is constantly more comfortable. I cannot express to you guys how much I recommend doing this. It is a little bit of hard work, but it pays off in the long run with comfort, fuel savings, and just satisfaction. Every time I walk past this door, I'm just like, hey, you know, it's a warmer door because of me. You know, that's what we strive for here at Down in the Frame. And as you can see, we now have a dog bed here, and can't have a dog next to a freezing cold door. Well, I'd like to introduce you to our dog, Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Hi. How are you? Say hi to Down in the Frame fans. Yeah, she likes the warm door too. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We'll see you next time on Down in the Frame.